Warning, this is an incredibly British review of an incredibly British game. Thank goodness you're here. And as such, is basically incomprehensible, and so isn't suitable for anyone anywhere.
Don't believe me? Here's the first screen in the game. Are they from town? Dead right. Now all the menus are in Yorkshire-ish. You can have it normal-wise if you like, but I'm here for the most authentic experience in Thank Goodness You're Here, where the puddings are their freshest and fluffiest. After my Demo Fest video covering it, I got sent a review code for the full game, allowing me to get stuck into the Dales before release.
Good grief, lad! The front door's right there!
I'm not actually from up north, but I'm not from down south either. I'm a Midlandser, rejected by both in the stupid geographical divide of Britain for the sheer gall of being born above or below everyone else's bloody hometowns. Well, stuff your scones and scones, your baths and baths. Cost kick a ball against a wall and hit it with your head till it bosses? Yeah, I thought not. Now leave me alone to my oatcakes. But I digress. Thank Goodness You're Here is a 2D comedy slapformer, according to its Steam page, and it was made by a group of fine folk. Their previous title was a game called The Good Time Garden, a short little romp, free to play on Steam now, about the adventures of a little man with his willy out. You're dressed properly in this new game, but I can't promise you won't be peeking any pinkies around here.
Hello there. I've got a sausage here. Would you like it? Here you go. Ah! I've dropped it. That's okay. I've got another.
You play as this wee lad, sent by your boss to Barnsworth to meet with the Lord Mayor, but he's too busy to see us right now. Thankfully, there's plenty for us to do in town with the poor folk who need our help.
Thank goodness you're here!
Ah, thank goodness you're here.
Thank goodness you're here.
Thank goodness you're here.
Barnsworth is a slap-up breakfast of a British town, containing all sorts of people and places that will be familiar to anyone used to rain, disappointment, and supermarket meal deals. The town is bright and colourful, which might feel out of place for the United Kingdom, but helps make everything pop wonderfully, especially with all the detail literally littering these streets. Its residents, of all shapes, sizes, and walks of life, each have a look as distinctive as their personality, and all fully voiced.
We got here then? A toad and the owl. Don't worry, little fella. I'll pop you down the apples and pears in a jiffy.
They even got Matt Berry in to do some work.
Well, what are you wearing? Green dungarees and a flat cap? You're not going to believe this.
Glad he can still pop back to the UK now and then when he's not too busy killing it around the world. These poor people need your assistance. Fortunately, your wee lad has everything he needs to serve the fair town. He can jump around, and he can give everything a good smack. Almost everything is smackable, sometimes even breakable. Giving a short-armed wind-up is even how you talk to people in the world.
Bring back asbestos. It's fine.
Though, not everyone will appreciate a cheeky slap.
Ooh, my big bag.
That is most of the game. Walking around, jumping about, slapping everything that you can. You might be thinking of Untitled Goose Game with this, but that was very much a puzzle stealth affair, about the dynamic and cheeky antics of a big old goose. But this takes a different approach, more like an adventure game. A tightly structured and simple one, but warm and comforting, just like a sausage roll. It is the simple foundation for the game to unfurl an entire Dickens worth of characters to play with, whether they're just saying something funny or getting into a right palaver with them.
Oh, you again? When am I going to see the back of you, you wee melonhead?
Oh, the game will have you go into some strange vignettes sometimes, with custom animations and angles to give you the best view on whatever strange nonsense you happen to be roped into. And all controlled by you, too. Actually, it's something I quite like. More often than not, you're the one in control of the comedy. Things often only happen or progress when you press a button as if to confirm it, meaning you get to pick the funniest comedic timing you want, fast and immediate.
Oh, me weenie sausage meal.
Or wait for the perfect time to strike. But all of this is just talking around the real core of the game, the pastry surrounding the meat of this sausage roll. And that's the actual comedy. If you're going to play this game, you're not here for epic climactic battles.
Don't put your rubbish in my bin.
I won't. Or treatise on the human condition. You're doing it to have a laugh. Fortunately, I did have a laugh when playing it. Granted, I am British, you might have noticed. And besides even that, I am this game's target audience to an absolute T. I'm a big fan of the very particular subgenre of British comedy it's going for. Less cup of tea, more white cider in a plastic bottle. The specific flavour of good time giggles from shows where two people live together and hit one another with frying pans.
I'm afraid I'm on my way now.
You're not going anywhere!
That's exactly where Thank Goodness You're Here wants to put down its flag. It's silly, it's rude, it's chaotic, it's strange. Comedy can vary by taste, but this absolutely hits the right spot for me. It has a somewhat demented quality about it too, and I fully believe many jokes in this game were put in solely for the developer's own benefit and weird sense of humour, which I have to respect, especially when the game occasionally goes completely off its rocker into the bizarre and uncomfortable. It should also be said how bloody authentic it feels. Authentically British, I mean. There's lots of details in the background that will resonate with anyone who's had to learn what the word austerity means. Like, anyone could put a fish and chip shop in their game, or stick in a pub with all its regulars. But capturing the particulars of bad British adverts?
Barbara, get the big plates out.
Oh, Nigel.
Give your wife the best. Give her Big Ron's big pies.
That's harder to pull off.
The window man from Safestyle UK has got something to say.
You know the one. You buy one, you get one free. I said you buy one, you get one free. Right now, for every window door that you buy, I'll give you another one absolutely free. Bammy passes, buttery nubs. Bammy passes, buttery nubs. Bammy passes, buttery nubs. Bammy passes, buttery nubs.
Car insurance, eh? What can you do?
Go compare.
No, you get out of here.
Wonga!
I mean, good God, going into a shop called Price Shaggers and seeing its lottery board is one thing, but seeing the special stand at the back with a telly for J and Mel products? We're in advanced territory here.
The Wolf Washer is the amazing new dog washing sensation. Now you can stop electronic pickpocketing from happening to you with Lock Wallet from JML. Get Angry Mama from JML.
I think it's funnier if I don't contextualize what the hell this thing is. Don't misunderstand my amazed gushing as for saying that the game only works if you're wired to hand people tropical yellow fruit in a sing-song manner. Unlike me, this game is perfectly comprehensible if you're not from the Isles, and you'll be able to follow it and what's being said no problem.
Council says we've got to get these dogs buried by end of day. That's just what we call laying pipes, which is what we call shagging.
There's two things that ought to be noted about Thank Goodness You're Here, though. Firstly, it's a very linear game. I was worried I was going to lose track of things when I was getting multiple requests from people, but it's actually a tightly structured game, and very hard to get lost with. This doesn't bother me too much, as the structure allows them to evolve certain comedic moments more, as they know you'll be revisiting places. New things to see and smack, new dialogue to listen in on, that sort of thing. So, that's all well and good. The game actually feels very well stuffed. Just like a Cornish pasty. However, it's the kind of stuff that gave me the feeling as I was going through that it wasn't going to be a very long game. And yeah, it's probably about 3 hours long. And that's with smacking everyone and exploring around, which is absolutely how you should be playing this game. Seeing and exploring every part of it to get every last drop of funny banter out of the thing.
I'm looking for tits. Or finches, I'm not fussy.
I actually wish there was a chapter select for when you're done, as there is plenty of hidden dialogue and moments you could miss, and I don't want to replay the whole game just to go to the one place that I accidentally solved too quickly. Still, the length is something to keep in mind, but frankly, I was satisfied when all was said and done. Thank Goodness You're Here is a silly little adventure that tickled me lovely. It's charming and, frankly, not like anything else being released. If it looks up your street, why not look at it yourself? On PC, PS4, and Switch. You might like it as much as me. Now, if you don't mind, I've got some pastries to eat. What? Who ate my pasty? Thank you for watching. I had a wild month since the last video, and unfortunately not in a good way. I was also working on another video in that time, not just this for the whole month, which hopefully won't be too far away now that my head is on straight. Thanks as always to my patrons, whose benevolence helps these videos get made. Patrons get access to updates on what I'm up to, and can ask questions in Q&A segments at the end of videos, which we'll get into right now. What is your go-to comfort food game? Something that, when you are stressed or sad, always helps you feel better. I usually have one strategy or roguelike or something other game in the background at any time. Something I can load up for long or short bursts to wash my mind out when I'm stressed and to keep my hands busy. Though apart from that, every year or two I have to replay God Hand in order to cleanse my chakras. I'm actually overdue, I think. What games feel the most like home to you? Apart from this? Honestly, Disco Elysium. That game feels very familiar sometimes, especially with deep and nuanced characters like racist lorry driver. See you next time.
Then I happened upon the strangest of things. An entire television channel dedicated to women on the phone.